In the beginning, the Garden of Eden bloomed with life. Soft light filtered through trees of every shade, and a river whispered gently through its midst. It was a place untouched by sorrow or fear, where every leaf shimmered with the peace of God's creation. Genesis 2:8-9. And there, in that perfect garden, walked Adam and Eve. They were clothed in innocence, their hearts pure, their laughter bright. God had given them all, every fruit-bearing tree, every creature of the field, and dominion over the world he made. Yet, in the heart of Eden stood one tree set apart, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And God had said, "Of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die." Genesis 2:16-17. Time passed softly, but near the tree a subtle voice stirred. The serpent, graceful and cunning, spoke to Eve with words wrapped in curiosity. "Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden?" Genesis 3:1. Eve replied, her voice thoughtful, "We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God had said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die." Genesis 3:2-3. And the serpent whispered again, smooth as the wind through the leaves, "Ye shall not surely die, for God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil." Genesis 3:4-5. Eve gazed upon the fruit. It was fair to the eyes, sweet to the smell, and a longing grew within her heart. And she took of it, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Genesis 3:6. In that moment, the garden seemed to hush. Their eyes were opened, and they knew they were naked. Fear, that stranger to Eden, entered their hearts. They sewed fig leaves together, making themselves coverings. Genesis 3:7. Then came the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and Adam and his wife hid themselves among the trees. And the Lord God called unto Adam and said unto him, "Where art thou?" Genesis 3:8-9. Adam answered, "I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. And the Lord said, Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat?" Genesis 3:10-11. Adam said, "The woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat." And the woman said, "The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat."
Genesis 3:12-13.
And the Lord God turned to the serpent and said, "Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life." Genesis 3:14. And to the woman he said, "I will greatly multiply thy sorrow, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee." Genesis 3:16. And to Adam he said, "Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life." Genesis 3:17. Then with tenderness yet sorrow, the Lord God made coats of skins and clothed them. Genesis 3:21. And he sent them forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from whence they were taken. Yet even as they walked away, the sun broke through the trees. A promise of mercy glimmered still. For though man had fallen, God's love had not.
Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a blessed day.